we are going to discuss multiplication in set using pure exams past question. Right? So let's check the question first before we come back and explain the solution for you. So here's the question. Let's check the question here. So here we go. As you can see, this is the pure past question. Is that okay? So they say simplify 2 root 3 multiplied by 2 minus root 3 plus what? 3 root 2 multiplied by root 2 minus 1. And then that's the first part. And then the second part says that hence evaluate your answer in I correct to 2 decimal places, given that root 2 is equal to 1.414 and root 3 is also equal to 1.732. Is that okay? So this is a past question. The book I'm using is A+ series, so credit to Mr. Ishmael Adams for his great work. Now let's explain the solution. So we are given that the first part they say you should simplify, right? And then the second part says that if root 2 is equal to this, right, 1.414, and then root 3 is also equal to what? 1.732, and then we should evaluate, right? Should evaluate. Now let's check. This is what we are giving. You are giving what? 2 root 3 all multiplied by what? 2 minus what? Root 3 plus what? 3 root 2 all multiplied by what? Root 2 minus what? 3 over 8. Now how do you multiply? That is one thing. How do you multiply? Now let's check something. Suppose you are having something like 2 into bracket s plus 1. How do you multiply this? Is that okay? Of course, the 2 is multiply whatever is in the bracket. Is that okay? So the guy outside is multiply whoever is inside the room, right? So 1 by 1. So 2 times this will give me 2s, and then 2 times this will give me plus what? 2. Is that okay? So the same thing. Is that okay? Don't let the number or the set notation scare you. The same thing. We are going to do the same process in multiply instead. Now, one thing you have to pay attention instead is that check something. What's happening here? We are having what? 2 root 3 here outside, so it's going to multiply 2 here. At the same time, this 2 root 3 will also multiply what? Minus what? Root 3 over here. Now how do you multiply? One thing you have to know is that you multiply outside to outside and inside to outside. Outside to outside and then inside to what? Inside. I will explain that in a few minutes. So what I mean by outside to outside is that the number close to the set towards a whole number, right? And then the number under the set towards the number outside under the set. Is that okay? So let's say a friend to a friend. If you are not a friend, you are not part. So I'll use this example to demonstrate that. Just pay close attention here. Then I'm having 2 root 3 multiplied by 2. So this guy is not having a root or square root sign attached to that. So that will be outside to outside. Can you see that? So outside to outside, you can see that 2 multiplied by 2 give me 4 over here. And then the root 3 has no partner in the first part. I mean the first part here. So 2 times this one, 2 times 2 will give me 4 root 3 as it is, right? The same 2 root 3 is going to multiply the negative 4 root 3 over here, right? So this guy multiplied by this. Is that okay? So there's 1 here. Of course, there's 1 here, right? There's 1 here. You can see that there's 1 here. If it is 0, these guys have to go to 0. So there's 1 here. So what I mean by outside to outside is that the 2 here is going to multiply whatever is in outside here. Is that okay? So 2 times what? Minus what? 1 over here. That will give me what? Minus 2. And then 3 times 3. The reason I multiply them is that they are under the set. I cannot multiply this guy to the one outside here. Is that okay? The one under the radical cannot multiply the one under. Pay a close attention. The one under the radical cannot multiply whoever is outside. You have to go to your friend. And where is your friend? Your friend is under the radical. Is that okay? So radical to radical, outside to outside. That is how we multiply inside. Right? So when I multiply this 2 times this one, of course, outside to outside will give you minus 2, and then inside to inside will give you 9 over a root 9, right? So let's go to the second part. So here, I hope by now you can multiply. So what is happening? We're having root 2 multiplied by what? Root 2 over here. Is that okay? So outside to outside, it means that 3 times 1, right? So 3 times 1 will give me what? 3 over here. And then inside to inside. Can you see? Inside to inside. So under to under is 2 times 2. That will give me root 4 over here. And then what about the second one? So 3 root 2 multiplied by what? minus 1, right? 3 root 2 multiplied by what? Minus 1. So outside to outside, that will be 3 times, so negative 1. That will give me what? Negative 3, and then 2 repeat itself because you don't have any pattern. Is that okay? So exactly, that's how you multiply. Now we are left with what? Just subtraction and addition. Is that okay? If you haven't watched that video, you may consider watching that video on how to add and subtract set. Right? All about mathematics, there are rules, so you just have to obey the rules and know exactly where to apply them. Now let's see what is happening here. So can we simplify certain things? You have to check the terms. So how many terms do you, how many guys are here? 1, 2, 3, and then 4. You have to check them one by one. Who is at first? Then you try and correct that person. So okay, this guy is already in simple form. Then what about this guy? You can see that root 3 you can simplify, right? Sorry, root 9 here you can simplify. So I'm just repeating the first one, which is 4 root 3, and then this guy will be what? Minus 2. The root 9 will give me 3. Is that okay? That is why how I had a 3 over here. So what about this one? This guy I cannot do anything about that. So the second one is that the root 4 will give me what? 2. And then how did I get it? So this is what we call a perfect square. So if you don't know what a perfect square is, just try, comment below. We are ready to help you. Is that okay? So root 4 here will give me 2, and then the latter part is already in simple form there. I just repeat that one as it is. Okay, if you enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then try and join our WhatsApp group whereby we help you one-on-one to overcome any challenges in mathematics for high school students. Alright, so let's carry on our operation. So this guy still, of course, we are not doing anything to that, so I'll just repeat as it is. What is happening? This guy, I can multiply them, right? So minus 2 times this one will give me what? Negative 6 over here. So this guy and that one will also give me what? 6. And then the last one, we are not doing anything to that, so we leave it as it is. Then what will happen? I can see a friend here. Is that okay? So this guy and this guy will go away. Can you see that? Because of negative 6 steps forward and then 6 steps backwards, we are still at where you are. So this guy will cancel out. Is that okay? So we are left with what? 4 root 3 minus what? 2. Sorry, minus 3 root what? Root 2. It's okay. So this is our final part for the first part. They say it should simplify. So you've already simplified, right? So that's it. The second part says that hence evaluate your answer in I. So this is the first part that we saw. We are going to use this one to evaluate our answer using what? We are told that root 2 is equal to what? 1.414, and then root 3 is also equal to what? 1.732. Is that okay? Where can they be? Right? They say hence. Anytime they say hence or therefore and so on and so forth, maybe something like that, you have to use the answer that you get to answer the second part. So anytime you come across a question that says that hence, it means that you should use the previous answer to answer the one that follows. So we are going to use this answer to answer the next question. Is that okay? We are going to use this number here, this number to simplify to answer the question that follows. You say hence. So here you can see that your answer, you have to force that whatever has been given to you, you have that in your answer. You know, okay, I have root 2 in my answer as well as root 3 in my answer. So you just need to replace them, right? You are going to replace, just replace. So root 4 multiplied by what? Root 3. What is root 3? Root 3 is what? 1.732, right? And then root 2 is also 1.414. So we are just going to replace, right? So substitute, that's what I mean by substitute. So substitute, you are going to replace that guy who is attached to 4. So this one will give me 4 into bracket 1.732. We are just replacing. Is that okay? And then the second one, root 2, will also be what? Minus 3 times what? 1.414, right? Just do your calculation, right? You may choose to go for a calculator, just point it, or you go into what? Manually, right? So when you do a calculation perfectly, you arrive at 2.686, right? Remember the question says that to how many decimal places? To 2 decimal places. So if you have a problem, just comment below. We are ready to help you. Is that okay? So this is how you multiply in a very, very simple way. I have a nice question for you. This is also a pure exams past question, so you may consider trying this and give it your answer in the comment section below. We are having 3 root 7 multiplied by whatever in the bracket here if root 7 is equal to that. So a hint to that is that what do you do? You first of all simplify this. Is that okay? you know how to simplify. There's only one person outside the bracket, so this guy is multiply whatever is in the bracket. So this one will multiply this as well as that will multiply that as well. And you must know how to multiply. That is the most important thing. Remember, I said by assumption, or but in my opinion, is what outside to outside. What I mean by, if you have a friend, then let's go to that friend. If you don't have a friend, then remember that you are just a single person. Is that okay? So know how to multiply, and then make sure that whatever has been given to you, you get the answer in your simplification. That will be your row 7. Then you can easily replace that. So try this and give us the answer in the comment section. Now here's another one. Here's a simple one. So in this case, all that we have been seeing so far, we are having only one number outside the bracket. So what will happen if you are multiplying a bracket to a bracket, right? So this is not a pure exams question, but I just wrote this in for illustration purpose. So what do? The same thing, just ignore, assuming that this guy is not there. Is that okay? Assuming that this guy is not there, and then use this one to multiply whatever is in the second bracket. Is that okay? Then when we are done, you just assume that the first person is not available. Is that okay? Then you come and use the minus. Remember, there is a minus. Pay close attention to minus, right? If you are not careful, you make a mistake. So this one will give you a -1 multiplied by whatever is here. Is that okay? So this is how you multiply what under set. Very, very simple. Is that okay? If you have any issue, just comment below. We are ready to help you wherever you are. We believe that if it makes sense, fine. If it doesn't make sense, maybe yours is to learn the definitions and move on to pass your exams and go away with your anything, then move on to the next level of your education. And leave everything for the advanced mathematicians, whereby they can apply the theory in an engineering aspect and any other field of what education in your life. Thanks for watching.